and let your homeboy hit it. Beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it.
Today, Mr. Trump, I will be teaching you how to make Persian rice. I mean, you don't know what is Persian. Persian is from Iran. Ah, you don't like Iran? Jokes aside, today I will be teaching Mr. Trump that Iran has beautiful culture, beautiful people, beautiful traditions, and together with that, beautiful rice with Tahdig. This is what we're going to be making today. I'm going to start with quickly showing you this rice here that I put in warm water with salt for about 45 minutes. And basically it was chilling, and now I'm going to drain it, and then I'm going to start making it, okay? I'm going to be making it in a wok. I'm going to be making it in a wok, okay? I know now Iranian people are going to be probably screaming at me for, you know, not making it in a regular pan, but it is what it is. How much water, how much rice? Persian people measure it by sticking their finger. Ah, you naughty little penguin. In the rice, of course. Okay, so it has to be a little bit over this if the rice, basically like half more water than there is rice. We're gonna cook rice on medium, wait until it kind of boils, and then take it off the stove. Cooking tutorials. Isn't that so weird? You search on Google like how to make baked potato, and then you find a recipe, the picture looks good, you click on it, boom! There's a big fucking long story about this woman's life and how she carried her children and how she was born and how she went to the store to find these potatoes, and then at the very, very bottom where you already lost your freaking appetite, there is a two little paragraph recipe on how to make that stupid fucking potato. Women, if you're watching me now and if you're into posting recipes online, stop telling us 48 pages of your life story. We're not going to your blog to find out how exactly your relationship with your husband started. We're going because we're hungry, and you cannot fuck with a hungry person. One might wonder how this beautiful Russian woman knows how to make a very traditional Persian rice, and I'm gonna tell you, it is not my current boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend right now. I'm as single as this beautiful drainer and as drained as it is from my ex. I love him very much. We're still great friends. And his mom taught me how to make it. And I'm very proud of this knowledge, you know. So if you are thinking of leaving a bad comment, go. Like, leave. Don't do it. I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna find you and, you know, do very dirty, unpleasant things to you. All my beautiful rices in the making process, in the process of making, Yeah. So, potato. I have it here. It has to be thinly sliced. Let me show you how thin. Okay, this is a wonderful example. So you can see through it, like you can see through the tops of most American girls right now in nightclubs. So I'm gonna take some saffron. Saffron is what my ex used to get upset about when I would take too much of it. Weird thing for a person that drives $500,000 cars. But, you know, who are we to judge, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna put some hot boiled water and let it brew. The rice is boiling, and I'm gonna take it off the stove and drain it, just like these social media life coaches that are broke as a joke, draining my feelings towards them. Take the exact same pan or wok or whatever you're using, don't feel weird, and we're gonna put some oil and butter. I'm gonna put it on high. Wait until it melts, and then basically put the potatoes in a circle, the potato pieces. That circle out of the potato pieces, and now you basically put it on medium-high and wait until it kind of cooks a little bit before we put rice on top. So I say give it like 4 minutes. Okay? Now that it's been cooking for a little bit, I am going to put my beautiful rice on top. Do it slowly. Put your brewed saffron in whatever spots you like. Okay, with the next step, Persian people, if they are watching this, they're going to murder me. But I will explain. I have dog in my house and any other towel, like non-paper towel, because I keep my paper towels very, very hidden. Everything else would have dog's hair on it, I assume, right? So I'm not gonna, in an ideal world, you're going to take either a plate to put on top or the cover. My cover is too big for this because obviously I'm not making this much rice. I don't have anybody coming in, it's just me. And then you would put a towel around it to make sure that nothing, the moist doesn't get out, so that rice becomes puffy. And so I can't do that because I don't want hair in my food. Therefore, I'm gonna take a plate and I'm gonna put this thingy around it, and then I'm just literally gonna hold the ends and put it on top. Tell you a quick story about my horrible date that happened about 3 to 4 years ago. So long story short, I end up matching with this guy and we end up talking, and at that time I really wanted a motorcycle. Like I was just dreaming of it, right? Like I went to courses and I was kind of ready, but I didn't know much about motorcycles. I just wanted one. So the guy had a picture with a motorcycle and we started talking about it, and so I told him that I really want to have a motorcycle. And so he said, well, I have one, let's go on for a ride as our first date, and I'll teach you a little bit about motorcycles, right? So he ends up picking me up, and I didn't expect that it's going to be that bike where he sits like this, and I'm at the back on a little tiny cushion that is literally located just above the rear wheel, okay? So on our way to Richmond, to the beach, basically, the few thoughts that I had is, back then we didn't have Uber in Vancouver, so I was like, okay, what kind of bus can I take back from that beach to my house? I'm like, there's not a chance I'm taking the exact same fucking method of transportation back to my house, because my ass was hurting so bad, it was unbelievable. Every single little bump, I would feel it on my butt. And then every time I would kind of like pop from his back, there would be a mosquito that would just like fly into my mouth, and that would happen many, many, many times. So I kind of felt like there's an entire mosquito family in my mouth, like with their children, grandmothers, and so on, right? Like a big ass family, like an Indian kind of mosquito family I'm talking about, right? And the guy goes like, hey, would you like a drink? I brought some beer and cider if you like. And I'm like, oh, all right, now you're talking my language. That sounds fun, let's do it. And so he gives me the bottle, and at that time I am so tired, confused, bored, a little bit cold, and all this stuff. So I'm just like so happy for that drink that I didn't even look what kind of drink that is. So I take a sip and I take another sip and I'm feeling great, and then I start getting itchy and I'm like, weird, right? And then I'm kind of like, okay, it's like, no, it's getting too itchy at this time. So I look at the stupid can, kiwi flavored cider or something, and there is just one thing in this world that I'm allergic to, and that is kiwi. We've never seen each other after that, if that's what you want to ask. I'm gonna see you guys in about 20 minutes. Once the rice is done, I'm gonna show you the end result. It's here, time to flip the rice. Wait until it cools off and flip it. Okay, so I almost dropped it, but here it is. This part isn't as pretty, but these ones are great. Buttery, delicious, salty. Oh, so I have some fish. Time to eat.